At the National Museum's Collection Centre in Edinburgh, Scotland, workers were taking a biological sample from this deceased red squirrel. The samples are stored at -80 degrees Celsius to preserve them and ensure they are viable for use for decades to come.
Conservation sample collection is increasingly more difficult, and this is both because of restrictions in access to the animals, but also how rare the animals are themselves.
Conservationists across Scotland say they have already banked over 8,000 samples, covering more than 1,000 species. This includes the critically endangered Sumatran rhino and the Scottish wild cat, of which there are less than 100 specimens left in the wild.
We collect more and more samples that will hopefully help us to answer questions about how to better manage those populations in the wild, taking species from captivity back into the wild, help with monitoring the population's decline in the wild.
As climate change is causing widespread extinction in plants, the Kew Millennium Seed Bank in the UK has established the world's largest plant conservation program, where seeds from over 20% of the Earth's plants are stored.
There was 5 mass extinctions in the Earth's history. After every mass extinction, it took between 4 and 20 million years for biodiversity to bounce back to pre-extinction levels. So if we don't keep seeds here, and this plant species goes extinct, it will be lost to mankind forever.
As part of the world's environmental protection efforts, the 26th UN Climate Change Conference of the Parties will commence in Glasgow, Scotland at the end of the month. All countries are expected to back a statement that will recommit them to achieve net zero emissions by 2050.